This is a gender reveal plane flight that went wrong and end up in a crash. As you can see, the plane, this is not the actual plane. This is just like I always bring you how the whole plane looks before it goes crashing. So this is how the plane looks. We'll learn more about the model and things like that. We'll learn more about it later, but for now, this is how, it's just a sample, not the actual one. As you can see it, this was the precise moment, according to eyewitness video, that the accident was triggered. After dropping, you can see this gender revealing pink substance that is dropping. Immediately it dropped, that the wing flipped, and you can see from here things begin to go worst. From one wing, this particular wing flipping, to now having it rolling upside down. You can see this, the almost the top of the wing, and it's like rolling sideways already, which eventually caused the other wings, to the second wing as well, to fold up. And as we learn more in the video, you will see more of those images I've tried to picture so that you can have clearer understanding. So I'm going to cover what on for this. Let's see those things we are going to be covering about this story. Will be look at the setup and the plane. So I always like to give you a bit of 101 about the plane involved in the plane crash. Then we look from shears to this tunnel to smoke and the wing collapse breakdown. What really went wrong? We'll learn it under here, and then we'll learn and see the impact of that crash, and probably one or two lessons we can learn from it as well. So in case you are new here, before I go deep into those, welcome to plane crash update. I'm Solomon Foske, and on this channel I bring you simplified analysis update about plane crashes. As a disclaimer and disclosure, I tell you I'm not a pilot or professional aviator. I just maybe like many of you watching, like planes, and so decide to start researching and discussing, analyzing plane crashes. So if that interests you, make sure you like, subscribe, tap notification bell for more. And I also put a playlist down below for you for more gender review plane crashes that I have covered. So meanwhile, I also used to include link to the NTSB research and maybe FAA and things like that. But for this particular story, it happened in Mexico, not directly like in US. So I couldn't really grab the NTSB or FAA file for it. So that means I will only be relying on eyewitness account footages I've been able to come across online as well. So that's why you see some details will not be like facts, like if you have watched my other video that I've used official NTSB or FAA data. So that's being kept in mind. Let's now go on to analyze this. So the first thing we want to look at is the setup of the plane. As you already know, the pilot is Luis Angel Fu Lopez Eras. Some put it like I told you, this is not official and FAA and things like that. So some reports put it to said is like 32 years, while some said is 38. So I decided to put the 2 year for you guys. So it's between 32 to 38 years old. And now let's talk about the plane. the plane, and there is not much of, if it is all this FAA and things like that, NTSB, they would have requested the pilot and things. Even if the pilot is dead, they will get the flight hour to know how experienced the pilot is. But since this is just public footage, all those details are not out. So the plane is said to be Piper A25235 Pony. So that's the plane AG sprayer, and it's a single engine low wing workhorse built for crop dusting. And even though it was actually used for pink smoke spraying for a gender review, but it's actually, as you can see, this grab it for you from Wikipedia source. You can see that is an agricultural aircraft, and because they used to have this tank that they can use to spray things. So, and let's see more of the details this have for us about it. So you can see it's a very old class of airplane as well, and introduction date was around 1959. So now, since we have idea where did this happen, it was Sinaloa in Mexico. And in terms of the weather, because I watched the footage myself that was being circulating on social media, the weather appeared in the footage to be clear, calm, and sunny day, fit for a party like that, because it was an outdoor party, and if there's rainy and all those things, will likely not be an outdoor party. So the weather was clear for this. So what now went wrong? Let's go further to analyze that led to the crash of this gender revealing plane. So from shares to shouts, what are those things that went on? When the plane took off, it has low pass over the party below, because it's people under, and then it's flying over, then release pink smoke, which shows that the gender of the baby revealing gender is a girl. And there are cheers and people shouting, and eyewitness were filming the phone. It's just a phone, and suddenly, immediately, it drops that pink when plane one wing twisted upward and caused plane to turn over, and second wing as well twisted. So I showed you earlier, and I will show you another one here. You can see it, that here now it shows the whole wing is folded, but if you look at here, you can see it. This was the point that it dropped the pink smoke, and immediately this left wing, I think, folded, twisted upward, and from there it experienced turbulence, which also caused this also to twist up, as you can see it from this footage as well. So let's keep on. So that was how this, you can see this was taken from those eyewitnesses as well. It's like the last stage of it going down to crash land actually, but before it does that, it had a lot of tumbling and around and things, and we'll still see more of those images there as well. So what really went wrong? Basically, abstract pull up after smoke, after dropping the smoke, maybe trying to pull straight up, then it causes higher stress on the wing and cause a spark failure, which is like branch snap. suddenly. Plane invert and it caused uncontrolled spine, as you saw in that picture, because once the left wing twisted up, it created imbalance, then as it tumbles, the other wing also twisted, and so it just crashed into field and pilot was trapped. So unofficial reports, I like to give you the NTSB report and things, but I couldn't find for this particular incident. So based on the unofficial, that's why I said it as unofficial reports, and from me also watching those footage, I saw that low altitude maneuver overload, sudden wing structure break. So no other mechanical issue were noted, because there's no this investigation out there or things about it. So if you see, there is another image I took, you can see it. This was the actual precise point that this snap off. You see it, that just as it was dropping, it dropped this, and you can see people coveties popping up, celebrating in the background. So this first snap, you can see that this wing is still flat and straight as expected, but this isn't quite right. It's already twisted. So if we look down again, then we can see it getting even worse, because it tumbles, and you see this is the tail, and this side, and you can see that this wing also seems not really well again, as you can see it here in the last stage of it actually crashing behind all these palm trees. You can see it there. So that was how it went through. The major issue that caused it was sudden kind of the plane, it was slowing down, trying to pitch up, and this is like a common issue for planes that are doing this type of low level flight. They can easily lose critical had issue with critical angle of attack, be going too slow, and probably after dumping they want to just take flight and things like that, which can cause issues. So those are part of the things based on the footage that I can deduce, but you can as well share your own. If you have seen these footages before, share your own experience. What do you think would have caused it below? Then in terms of the lessons on this, the pilot eventually died. Some of you want to see the outbreak and the outcome, and some of the high report says he was treated on the spot, but then first aid, then while being transferred to the hospital he died. Some said he got to the hospital but eventually died from his injury. So that's why I put both en route to an heart hospital. So that's the difference when it is not official investigation like FAA and NTSB and things like that. So the lessons is low stunt overload wings. Like I said, based on my research, I've seen multiple issues with when planes are on low flight. It increases their risk to issues like this. Absurd move can cause snapping of structures, especially if there have been issues with those parts of the plane before. Safety briefing for fun flight. So those flying those things need to really understand the risk of those slow flight and things like that. So the final outcome of this was party joy eventually was shattered, because this ended in losing the life of the pilot. The pilot was lost, and the plane also, which cost about 50,000, was also lost. I used to like to as well check on the value of the plane. So the plane, this I got this from, I think, hangar 67. So, and this was like a 1962 Piper Pony PA25235. That's the same, because they are very multiple similar model of this Piper Pony. So for about 55 and later reduce with to -9, so put it around 40,000, 40 something thousand or so. So that's it. What do you say to this gender flight crash? What are your own observations? Kindly share in the comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tap notification bell, and please tap that share button if you find this educative and want to share the video. Always remember to do good to humanity and nature with your knowledge wherever you are, to make the world and universe a better place for us all. I will see you in the next. Check playlist below for more gender review plane crashes I've discussed, and watch other plane crash videos I've done as well. I will surely see you there in the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.